if you're a bear right now, I'm actually starting to feel bad for you. Okay, I'm being a little bit hyperbolic here, but just a little bit, because I know what your mindset is right now. You're thinking one of two things. You're thinking, oh, it's the bear market year, the so-called bear market year, and we're supposed to wait until the fourth quarter of this year to buy. Or the other thing you're probably thinking of is, oh no, this war with Iran, World War III, that's going to be really scary, and so I shouldn't buy. I should wait until all of that happens. I was once one of you, especially with all of these fears of everything collapsing. And I'm still kind of one of you, but what I've come to find is that things just take longer than we tend to think. But I'm looking around. I'm looking around right now, and I'm just trying to get a feel for the market and the smart money and what are they doing. And I am telling you with absolute confidence that what we are seeing the smart money do now, this was not happening in 2022 or in 2018. Those were both heavy deleveraging years. Those were both years when manufacturing had already peaked and we were unwinding from that. Rates were very low, and they were, at least in 2022, rates were climbing. And it was an entirely different environment, and investor behavior was just different those years. In 2022, we had this massive deleveraging that had to happen as a result of the excesses of COVID, of the post-COVID injections of liquidity. We are on the exact opposite trajectory of that right now. And I'm looking at the news. I'm not much of a news guy, but I'm just taken by some of these articles that I'm looking at here. Okay, Bitcoin price news. 2 early Bitcoin holders sold $117 million worth of Bitcoin, but whales are buying the dip at record pace. This is what we're seeing right now that's different from 2022. Whales are buying the dip at record pace. We have some other things here. We have Ethereum news. Bitmine, BMNR, buys 65,341 ETH worth $138 million, betting on crypto slump ending. I'm not even going to talk about MicroStrategy and how they've amped it up a great deal. What I'm seeing right now, Grayscale wants to bring the world's hottest crypto trading frenzy to your brokerage account. We're seeing BlackRock talking about tokenizations of assets in such a way that we've just never seen before. You contrast that with 2022. 2022 was Luna collapsing, FTX, Voyager, BlockFi, Celsius. Again, major deleveraging, and the tide was flowing even more aggressively against us in 2022. In 2026, the tide is flowing in the right way. And I'm looking at what the smart money is doing right now. And yes, the smart money does different than retail, but the difference this time around is that they are buying. They are just buying. And if it goes lower, they're fine with that. And that's the mindset to have. If they have conviction, they're just going to buy. And if it goes lower, they're fine and they'll buy more. And I'm looking around at retail, and retail seems to have an opposite perspective, which is I'm going to wait. And I'm going to wait for the bottom. And, the bottom is in the future. It's not in the past. And whether or not it's in the future, retail is waiting, smart money is buying. If there's one thesis statement that I could just inject from this video, this is what I'm seeing. Retail is waiting, smart money is buying. Institutions are buying. And that's not something I would have said in 2022. I lived through 2022 as somebody who was much more emotionally involved in crypto in 2022, and this was not happening in 2022, not to that extent. And this might shock you. I don't know. If that's your mindset, you're waiting. You are making the more risky play. I know it feels like you are being cautious, that you are you're the one being conservative. But the only reason why you believe that is because you're sucked into this groupthink that is communicating to you that no, the right decision to do is to wait. Now, I'm not trying to create any kind of FOMO right now. I am not one of those people. All right, you've watched me. I've been very conservative, but I'm just looking at things right now, and I see the play. I see the play from the people who want you to lose. It's right here in my brain, in the play from them. No matter what happens, they want you to wait. They want you to stay on the sidelines. And a lot of people, way too many people, are content staying on the sidelines. Maybe you'll win. You probably won't. Does that mean we've bottomed? No, but here's something I remember from 2022. When we did bottom, there were people still waiting, and they wanted you to wait in 2022. In November of 2022, when we actually did bottom, there were people still waiting for $12,000 Bitcoin, waiting for $10,000 Bitcoin. And that day never came. And so there's no guarantees that the perfect time for you to buy is going to come. So what are you going to do?